What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode. It is episode number 37, returning today. It is the biggest episode of the save so far, I would say. We're kicking off with Wolfsburg away, where we could be crowned champions with a win on the back of our victory over Darmstadt. 4 games to go, 10 clear of Bayern, so all we need is 1 win in our final 4 to win the championship. We should do it today, but the biggest games are of course coming in Europe. Yet we're through to Champions League semis for the first time ever after overcoming Monaco in the last episode by a slender 1-0 scoreline. So we've got Inter Milan right now who are leading the way in the Serie A, with both teams chasing, well, definitely a league and European double, and we don't know what's going on with Inter in the Coppa Italia, but maybe both teams going for a treble, but only one can keep those hopes alive. And just before our first game against Wolfsburg as well, we have had 3 bids here for Jan Bissek, of course, who in the last episode said he wanted to go, but I'm actually going to reject them all, and whilst I can't block offers, I'm just going to turn them all down for now, and the reason being is simple. No distractions. Jan, if you want to go, and you want to go in the summer, I'm okay with that, but let's see out the season first. We're chasing a historic treble. Let's deal with this in the summer, yeah? Come on, mate. Come on. The interest ain't going to drop. You're one of the best centre-halves in the world. Right, let's do it. First game of this episode, first of the final 4 in the Bundesliga. It is Wolfsburg away at the Volkswagen Arena, chasing European football for next season. But of course, for us, 1 win guarantees the championship, so let's get it done today. The defensive record is still possible, but we can't concede any more than 3 in our final 4 games. Clean sheet, and we'll keep that possibility alive. But most importantly, let's get the win and get championship number 2 in the bag. Come on, Carl. It's also worth pointing out as well, because you know we like to keep one eye on the records within the in the save as well. If there's any we can achieve during a season, Schwab could actually set a new record for most clean sheets in a single league season. The record holder, you know who it is, Manuel Neuer with 21. Oh, Barrero wins it back and goes for goal and puts it wide. And Schwab currently has 19. So 3 clean sheets in his final 4 games, and Schwab sets a new Bundesliga record for most clean sheets in a season. And I'd love to do it as well, because he's been amazing for us this year. He's been amazing since the save began. We wouldn't have made it past Monaco without him. He was phenomenal in that tie. And yeah, if we could get him that record, it'll be a great way to end what's been a super strong season, primarily defensively. It will be fitting. Oh, what a chance, what a chance, what a chance for the first guy is going to come. Oh no, Schwab, what a save. And speak of the devil, he's just made a fantastic closeout to stop the keeper at 0-0. Can you believe that at the start of last season I was considering letting him go on a free transfer? Doxy boy, I thought you quit the drugs. What were you smoking, son? Honestly, that's ridiculous. What was I thinking? Why was I willing to let someone meet that release clause, or possibly just let him go at the end of 12 months on his final deal? Honestly, mate, what was I thinking? I mean, this is the thing, like, so often we get really hung up on this idea of rebuilding and thinking of the future and wanting to bleed in the young talent as soon as possible. So I was looking at the goalkeepers we've got, you know, obviously the young lad out on loan at Porto through the academy, and also Jonas Urbig, who we inherited, who we identified as the probable successor for Schwab. And it was like, oh yeah, rebuild, rebuild, rebuild. You know, it's like, well, we don't have to. You know, it's like in The Last Dance, you know, like the boys weren't done. The guys weren't finished. And they proved that. As Alphonso Davies drills in the opener. And Schwab's the same. He probably heard me say it for the past 2 years. Rebuild, rebuild, think of the future. Need a successor for Schwab. And he was like, no, I'm in my early 30s. I've got plenty of time to show you I'm still one of the best goalkeepers in the league right now. And possibly Germany's #1 for the upcoming World Cup. Euros 2028. Even so, Wolfsburg behind. Alphonso Davies with the opener. And Cole, as things stand, are winning the trophy today. Yeah, just because someone's in their early 30s doesn't mean they're finished. They can still take their game to the next level. I mean, you could be a professional footballer or a YouTuber. You know, in your early 30s, you're not done. I mean, your back might hurt a bit more nowadays, and you might get a little bit more tired more frequently than before. But still, you can still take your game to the next level. Schwab and Docks, seniors in arms. Jan Nicholas Beste makes it 2. Title 1 today at the Volkswagen Arena. It's done. Start the party. Martel giving space to let fly here. And catches the keeper out and puts the icing on the cake. Runs to the visiting fans in the corner to start the party. Eric Martel, not really a goal scorer, but I will say this. to downplay it a little bit, long shots in this year's FC are quite overpowered. I will be totally honest here. You don't even need to have a player with great attributes in order to score from this sort of range at times. I mean, I've done it with DJ, I've now done it with Martel. Yeah, it's a wonderful goal, but I do feel like EA, for next year's FC, need to tone it down a little bit. I mean, the accuracy there is fantastic. Granted, the goalkeeper's a step off his line a bit too far, I would say. But even so. It's a wonderful strike regardless, and it's over. It is over, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time in a save, we see a team win the Bundesliga multiple times. And it's back-to-back for FC Köln. Still no time for celebrating, because whilst it's 1 down, there's still 2 to go. Yep, we're chasing that treble, and whilst the Bundesliga might be in the bag, we still want to reclaim that German Cup. But before we get to that cup final, we've got this. The Champions League semi-finals against the Serie A leaders, Inter Milan. One of the favourites to go all the way as we try and pull off a cup set here and reach our first European final of the sale. With the first leg in West Germany, Inter Milan's 5-star team is unbelievable, honestly. And they're lining up in a 3-5-2 with Mamardashvili between the sticks and the back three being Hincapie. In my opinion, the best reader of the game in FC as a centre-half. Alessandro Bastoni now 90 overall. And a senior John Stones. Aymeric Laporte, his former teammate at Man City, is at DM with Kudus on the right. A midfield duo of James Maddison and Baumgartner and Samuel Lino on the left-hand side. And the strike duo, unbelievable. Lautaro Martinez now 90 overall. And Matthias Tell not far behind as well. First leg, Champions League semi-final, Inter Milan, as you try and get a solid first leg result to take back to the San Siro. Come on, Carl. I feel confident, genuinely. I mean, we knocked out AC Milan, and that was the great psychological hurdle for us this year after our knockout to them last year. So that was as much mental as it was, you know, physically great for us. And Inter, obviously, they're crosstown rivals. We've got experience of winning the San Siro twice in a row now. I often say this, if you've done it, play advantage ref. If we've done it before, we can do it again, aka winning at that old ground. Tillman! Oh, it's gone in! Oh, Georgie Mamardashvili! Oh, we saw this in our football manager save with Bournemouth last year. He's a heck of a keeper. But he did make the occasional error, and I think he should have saved that. Georgie, the Georgian, is a giant, and therefore he shouldn't be getting beaten from there. There was power behind it, but not that much power. It was accurate, but not that accurate. I think as he sees it cleanly, with no bodies in the way, he's got to stop that. He should have saved it, but he didn't. But Jan Tillman continues his sensational season by opening the scoring, and it's first blood Köln in the Champions League semi. Yeah, Jordan Pickford is often memed for having T-Rex arms, aka not being at full stretch to reach shots towards the corner and the sides of his goal. And I think for I didn't need to do that, but okay. I think for Mamardashvili, if he's being beaten before from that sort of range, might as well have another go, and another go, and another go, and it's 3 blocks in a row as Inter all clear. And right now, they are struggling, man. It is all FC Köln right now. Half an hour in, and they can barely get out of their half. Yep, I can see the memes on X, formerly known as Twitter right now. Mamardashvili's wingspan trick, y'all. As Anderson finds Alphonso Davis. Burkhardt, be my dummy runner. Ansgar's in the middle, and Tillman was going to run around the outside, but in the end it was intercepted, and Inter will survive until the break, being only down by 1. And to be honest here, I think they take it. I think they would take it right now, because Inzaghi will know it could easily have been 2, possibly could have been, how we kept our trigger and our finger on the trigger, I should say. That makes sense? I don't know. Even so, still leading by 1. I think we need a second goal, though. I'm sure Inter will score in the second leg, at least, if not tonight. So I think we need a second goal. Let's keep them on the ropes and get that second. You know, for as high profile of a player and his brother, Filippo was as well. I'm not seeing as much praise for what he's done at Inter Milan as I would have expected, to be honest here. I think he's done some excellent work in such a short space of time, moving on from Lazio. But tonight he'll know. Tonight he'll know. In this season, in this save. Oh, Schwab, great stop. If he wants to keep Inter's league and European hopes alive and possibly treble, we don't know what the Coppa Italia's like right now. And his team have got to show me something different in the second half. 'Cause in the first half, we were in full control. And right on cue, they've done it. Schwab forced into an early stop. Still 1-0. But here come the Italians. Baumgartner through the gap. There's Martinez. Schwab again. Schwab again showing that he's still in absolutely sensational form right now. So into the final 2 minutes. Looks as though we are going to see this one out. Question is, can we get a second goal right before the break? Now, that could be absolutely massive and change the complexion of the tie. Burkhardt towards Davis, and Aymeric Laporte did just about enough, and as long as Manuel Dashvili doesn't fluff his lines here, that will do it for the first leg. It was tense, it was cagey, and whilst we had the lead in the first half, I think you have to think, maybe, just maybe, we should have had more. In the end, a goal from range from Jan separates the sides heading back to the San Siro, but it's only half time in the tie, and heading back to Milan, Inter or no, well, they've got away with it, because we could be holding on to a 2 or 3 goal lead. Instead, it's only 1. Tie is still firmly in the balance. Still, before we get to that second leg, we've got this. Next game, Hannover 96 away in the Bundesliga. After the title is done, again, there is still a possibility at 2 records. A team record and an individual record. So we'll make 10 changes to the game regardless, but naturally Schwab will still start and wear that armband deservedly so as well. Come on, Carl. So for those of you who might be curious about when the trophy is lifted, if you've won a league title with games to spare, now it should be the final home game of the season, although sometimes it will be the next home game you play after you've won it, if that makes sense. So for us, it will be our following game, which I believe is at home to Freiburg, I think. But that's our next league game is a home game, so it might end up being that one. It should be the final home game of the season. But yeah, I always say if you want to, if you're resting players, but you want to have your captain lift the trophy, you don't know which game to start him in. Either do it in the first home game you play after you've won it, or do it in your final home game. To be safe, go with the first home game after you won it first. If you don't lift it then it's the final home game. Or at least it should be. I guess with EA, you just never really know, right? I must say pre-game, there was some temptation just to play for the 0-0 with 10 changes to the lineup here, weakened side. And all we need is 1 clean sheet now for Schwab for him to equal the Manuel Neuer record. Oh, what a turn, Jovanovic, and he's not going to get it here as well. Hannover 96 get themselves in front, and Schwab won't equal it yet. As things stand, he's stuck on 20, and I think that's our 15th goal conceded this year, so any more than 2, and we won't be able to equal the record, which is 17 in the season, set by Bayern, of course. Alright, okay. Disappointing, but like I said, the record comes secondary to the treble we're chasing. Let's be honest here, I've not really been at my best in this game. We're still down by 1, 25 minutes to go. Not a surprise though, 10 changes. And it's not even about the ability. I mean, the ability, of course, is a big factor, but it's also about the cohesion as well. It's both of those things. We haven't used this lineup all season long, so naturally we're not going to play great football. And ironically we do, but the build-up results in a finish that doesn't hit the back of the net. The Docks special. As we're still down by 1, but yeah, that's the thing. Like, you got to remember that when you're changing the team, it's not just about the ability that you're sacrificing when fielding a rotated lineup, but the cohesion and the chemistry. That this is not a team that's ever played with one another. We haven't lost a game since December against Bayern Munich in the league, and this is our first since then. Yep, the very long unbeaten run and the longest of the save has finally come to an end. Doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. The most important thing is that no one got injured and my starters are all fit for the game of the week. Schwab's way to equal that Manuel Neuer record goes on. The defensive record, possibly not going to be hit now, but doesn't matter too much. I don't know why we're celebrating though, guys. Like, what is this? We just lost our long unbeaten run is over, and the backup brigade are like, yeah, well done, boys. We kept it to 1. Like, what? What is this? Come on, EA. So this is it. Our following game, the second leg of the Champions League semi-final away at the San Siro, where tonight, as we travel to Milan, leading by a goal to nil. You could say both underdogs hold the leads heading into the second leg, with Atletico up on Real Madrid by 2 goals as well. But tonight, we know our job is simple. Keep a clean sheet here, and we are heading to our first European final of the save. Heading into the game, Inter Milan know it's now or never for them, but after winning here at the San Siro the past 2 times we've been here against their crosstown rivals Milan, I'm not just going for the clean sheet tonight, I'm going for a couple of goals as well. Inter make 3 changes to their lineup as DeMarco comes in at CDM with Lee Kang in alongside James Maddison, and up top, Matthias Tell's dropped to the bench in favour of Yusufa Moukoko. Following game, Inter Milan, second leg of the semi. I feel confident. Let's shut the door and make it through to the Champions League final. Come on, Moukoko. Sliding through. Martinez. Bisek, what a tackle. Jan Aurel Bisek back at his old stomping ground with a brilliant block on Martinez. And do you know how many times I give away a penalty doing that? That's what I try and do. And that's what happens when it works out. Great block. Still 0-0. But a warning sign inside the first half an hour. Well, there we go. Half time. And we're 45 minutes away. Not playing for the clean sheet, but as things stand, keeping it. 1 half away from progressing to the Champions League final. And if we do it through 3 straight ties winning by a single goal, that'll be so fitting. To be fair, the AC Milan tie was a bit of a goal glut. I think it was 4-3 on aggregate, but against AS Monaco, we had a goalless draw away in the first leg, and then... Hold on. Oh, Bastoni! What did I say in the first leg, man? I haven't seen a better reader of the game in FC than him. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, we're 28 minutes away from doing it. 4 straight clean sheets in European fixtures too. If we can hold on to this tonight, that'll give us great confidence heading to the final. But we're not there yet. Here's Yusufa Moukoko, looking for space. And a teammate, finds Lee Kang in. And now Lucas Paqueta goes for goal. Schwab, comfortable save, pushes it behind. And Inter are going to bring on Giovanni Reina, the English-born American. I believe he was born in Sunderland when his dad Claudio was there, I believe. But even so, still tied at 0-0 as he looks to make the difference. And here he is, offloading. Lucas Paqueta trying to go for goal again. Shot blocked and cleared away as we're just looking to grind this out now. Yeah, as things stand, it's all into me now. Great tack. DJ in this tie, by the way, has been phenomenal. And Tillman puts Hincapie on skates. And rolls it back to Burkhardt. FC Köln are surely heading to the Champions League final. DJ on one end with a massive tackle, and on the other, it's played back by Tillman to Burkhardt with the finish, and our 2 players this season combined for surely the dagger. No complaints for Georgie for that moment there, getting nothing on that. And we're 16 minutes away from a place in the Champions League final. Jonathan Burkhardt, man, you know, we said earlier this season he wasn't scoring that many goals, but I didn't mind too much because he was setting them up instead. Yes, Eric Martel, but I knew at some point, I just knew at some point we would need him to start putting the ball in the back of the net himself a bit more, you know. And I think when Simons and Leandro were both down, that was when I was like, okay, right, now I need you to start scoring some. And he definitely picked it up. He picked it up big time. And as things stand, it's that goal that is going to see us through. As Inter look for a glimmer of hope in the final 5. Raum is there. Bisek heads it back into play. And Reina flicks on, and it's at the flag stays down. And Lautaro Martinez makes it 1-1. The clean sheet is gone, and the gap is cut to 1. I thought it was offside there. I want to see that on the replay, because when the ball was headed back out by Bisek, not a great clearance, all things considered. Oh, it was him that was keeping him on as well. Possibly a lapse in concentration by a man in his final season for us. 4 to go, and you might as well stay with me for this one here, because I just can't see Inter getting the ball back. All we've got to do is keep hold of it. Oh my god, no! No! DJ! No! How is that a pen? How is that a pen? DJ with a tackle, but how is that a pen? He won the ball. He clearly wins the ball first. He clearly wins the ball first. Surely. I don't believe it. The biggest ball you'll ever see. Lautaro Martinez to score a quick fire brace and force extra time. FC Köln have absolutely choked it. I can't believe it, I'm speechless. Absolutely speechless. A comeback akin to Real Madrid's against Bayern Munich last week. We got 30 more minutes, and I've made 3 changes, and on the bench all I've got now is Benjamin Schaefer really to bring on. I've taken off Leandro, I've taken off Ansgar. Oh no. Oh, this is all going wrong. FC Köln have absolutely bottled it. I don't know what to say. I really don't. We're going to get one chance before the half here. Burkhardt steps in field. Simons. Oh, it's going to deflect off him for a goal kick. We've got 15 minutes to force a penalty shootout, but I've choked this. And even if we do, we'll go out on the spot kicks. We've got an 0-2 record. The worst bottle I think I've ever done. And it's about to be confirmed. Unless we can provide a miracle in 15 minutes. I don't know what to say. I just gobsmacked. Absolutely. Oh, it's over. As soon as Bastoni came across there, he was always going to get beaten. Best day with the agility. But I think we need another. I think we need another. That's the thing. Because if it goes to penalties, we ain't making it through. 0-2 record, and it'll become 0-3. I can't save penalties. I can score most of them, but I can't save them. 8 to go, and we need another goal. Oh, Bissett comes out to win that. Well done. This is last chance. Tillman. Jan-Nicolas Beste hits the bar. Back into play. Up in the air. And cleared by Lautaro Martinez. Beste provided the equaliser. I was inches away from providing the winner. Penalties to see who goes through to the final. A tie for the ages. And the lottery of the spot kicks. We'll see who wins the grand prize. An incredible tie. I can't do this. Honestly, I can't do this, man. I'm putting DJ 5th. I'm doing it. He wants to smoke. He's missed 2 in a row in 2 of our shootout losses. I'm having him 5th. I won't make any other changes though. I might have Oscan ahead of Bissek. I don't trust Bissek, to be honest. But other than that, and maybe best ahead of Vanderson as well. Other than that, I'm alright. Samuel Liner to take the first. I just can't. I go the right way so often and it still goes in. It's so annoying. Jonathan Burkhardt. I don't think he'll let me down from the spot. Nah, top bins. Come on. Martinez scored in normal time. I think he's changing corners. Oh, okay, alright, calm down. I'm changing corners. I don't often do that. Lucas Paquetá. Saved! Okay. Jan-Nicolas Beste, if you can score this for me, young man. Okay. FC Köln on the brink. FC Köln on the brink. And Schwab, who has had an unbelievable season, who might set a new record for most clean sheets in the Bundesliga season, could send Köln through. But Matthias Tell said, hold that forward in and over. Yeah, Doxy boy. But it will be if Vanderson can keep the 100% streak alive and send us through. It's the Brazilian against Mamardashvili to send FC Köln through to the Champions League final. Vanderson wins it. And FC Köln are heading to the Champions League final after one of the most dramatic semi-finals of all time. The blushes spared, the embarrassment saved, courtesy of some ice-cold penalties, where in the end DJ's thinking, thank God I didn't need to take one. Yes! Oh my goodness gracious me. A semi-final tie for the ages, that one. Absolutely breathless. And after losing 2 straight, I didn't think we were going to make it through, but talk about holding your nerve and then some. So as we get done with the post-match interview here, we'll see who we've got in the final. Did Atletico hold on as we get a bid there for Bisek, or did Real Madrid overcome the deficit once again to reach the CL final? No, it is indeed Diego Simeone. Oh my goodness, they've just pulled off a mad one. It's a madness. Block that account to catfish. Atletico Madrid 8-4 over 2 legs. Will take us on in the final. The underdogs meeting in the CL final. Bring it on. Breathless. Absolutely breathless. Right, let's do it then. The final 2 league games of the season. We'll pick strong lineups for both though, as we take on SC Freiburg first at home in our final home game of the year. We're heading into this one here. We'll lift the trophy and hopefully get that one more clean sheet for Schwab that sees him equal the Manuel Neuer record and not concede any goals, as we'll have the chance to set the defensive record in the final day away at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Oh my god, I can't. Unbelievable, man. Honestly. Obviously, I can't help but feel incredibly vindicated for winning that shootout, man. Talk about this season, you know, avenging your demons and overcoming those hurdles. AC Milan, who knocked us out last year in the last 16, overcoming them, and then, you know, this year having 2 penalty shootout losses last season and winning the biggest of the save to put us through to our first European final. I mean, yeah, that's the... Oh, great save by Seaman. That's the best way of putting it. It's vindication this year from FC Köln. Vindication. And there's Van der Sar has a free header. Oh, what a save. Dennis Seaman makes another phenomenal stop. He is such a great young goalkeeper, man. One of the best young keepers you can buy in FM. And right now at Freiburg, he's trying to keep them still tied. And he's done a good job with 2 excellent early saves here. Now we just want to make sure we don't bottle that defensive record as well. Yes, of course, the treble's the most important thing. But in these 2 final league games, just shut the door twice. All we've got to do. Shot blocked by DJ and headed away by Martins. Yeah, he's been brilliant this year, Janssen. Really avenging his personal demons after last year, taking that personal responsibility, aiming to put it right, and I think it's safe to say he's done that. Ooh, that goes just wide of the post. 45 minutes to see out one of the 2 clean sheets we need for Schwab. A little nervy here, just trying to hold on. And if we fail to win this, it'll be no wins in our last 2 league games and no goals scored in our last 2 league games, but crucially, as Schwab makes the save, it will be the clean sheet, which will see Schwab equal Manuel Neuer's record of 21 in the season. So silver lining. That was the plan anyway. As Beste comes in field and finds Simon no cleared, but that's going to do it. That's going to do it. It is an equal record held by Schwab and Manuel Neuer of 21 clean sheets in a season, which means he has the chance to set the record on the final day, as will Köln for the defensive record too. We stay on 15, the record for context is 17, so concede no more than 2, and we will equal the record. We concede no more than 1, and we'll set a new one. Even so, title to be lifted for the 2nd year in a row, as FC Köln win it back to back. There's a new dynasty forming in German football, and it's not at the Allianz, it's at the Rhine Energy Stadion. 1 down, 2 to go, Köln champions again. When we had our loss to Bayern earlier on this season at the Allianz, I thought, oh, well, okay, this title race might get a little interesting here. But once we pulled away for a 2nd time, we didn't make the same mistake twice. And that's so crucial when you're learning and growing as a team. So heading into the final day of the Bundesliga season, with the title wrapped up and 1 down and 2 to go, the final game still has some meaning, even though the championship has won. It's an anticlimactic final day, really. Dortmund could miss out on the top 4, and Freiburg and Hannover may switch places for 16th and 15th on the final day for that relegation playoff, but the bottom 2 are already confirmed to be Hertha and St. Pauli. But really, it's all about what happens with the defensive record. Again, with 2 off equal equaling the record. Any fewer goals conceded than that on the final day, and we set a new one. And as for Schwab, if he gets a clean sheet on the final day, he'll best Manuel Neuer by 1 with 22 clean sheets in the Bundesliga season for a new record. Let's see if we can do it. I think he definitely deserves it, and I'll give him the captain's armband for the final game as well. Borussia Mönchengladbach away. Let's get that defensive record done today for the first time I've ever done it in any of my career modes. Let's go do it. Come on, Carl. I've just seen pre-game that the man taking the corner, Alphonso Davies, has just hit 90 overall as well. So I love that. The timing of certain things in this save has been absolutely exquisite. I always say, like, the milestones you hit in an RTG, one of those is the first player you have hitting 90 overall. We haven't had a single one in the save yet until today. Alphonso Davies gets it. And that's really fitting with him being the club record signing and what has been the difference maker, really. It's taken us to the next level, I would say, this season. Ansgar denied. And Davis wins a corner off Zakarian as well. Still 0-0, half an hour in. As things stand right now, Cone are going to set those 2 records, team and individual, as we get to close out the point on the final day and the clean sheet too. So second half underway, still tied at 0-0. You know, if we don't get a goal in this game or win it, it'll be no wins, all goals scored in our last 3 league games. Thankfully, whilst we're stumbling over the line a little bit, it's not really going to matter. But Jonathan Burkhardt almost got that goal to break the deadlock here. 6 minutes after the restart, still deadlocked. But again, the most important thing is what goes on the other end. Just making sure Schwab gets that clean sheet to set that new record for most of the season. And again, making sure we don't concede more than 1 to set a new defensive record as a team. Almost there. Almost there. We are basically there, free to go. And we're certainly going to set the team defensive record now. That's done. Even if we concede, Mönchengladbach won't score 2 late ones. Yeah, flashbacks to what happened at the San Siro, I know, but it's not going to happen again. Lightning rarely strikes twice. And as Burkhardt rises to tackle, this could be a late winning goal for FC Köln. It's Jan Tillman. It's wide. Should have won it at a death. Put it wide. But it isn't going to matter in the end. It might be a really poor finish to the season with no goals scored in 3 league games. And 2 points taken from 9 with no wins, but crucially, back-to-back clean sheets means that Schwab can celebrate setting a new individual record. First time I've ever done it, eclipsing Manuel Neuer's clean sheet record and a new defensive record in the Bundesliga. Never done that before either. A season of dominance domestically and a great way to finish in the league. But it's not over domestically, because we still got the DFB Cup final next against Leverkusen and the Champions League final too. Celebrate, enjoy it, but guys, it ain't done yet. Not by a long shot. And so, as we conclude today's dramatic episode, we will take one final look at the Bundesliga title. Only 2 losses all season long in a year of dominance, both away against Hannover 96 and Bayern Munich. And whilst we might have only scored 61 goals in the 34, it was defence that won us the championship once again. A new defensive record, 15 conceded in 34. The fewest amount of league goals I've ever conceded in a season, I believe. And setting that new record for fewest in a Bundesliga season. 2 clear of Bayern Munich. 17 a few years ago. They, Leipzig and Dortmund at the top 4, Mönchengladbach holding on to 5th, and Frankfurt holding off Leverkusen for a 6th place finish. And as they, Wolfsburg, Hoffenheim and Stuttgart out of the top 10. The bottom 2, as you know, was Hertha Berlin and St. Pauli, and in the end it's Hannover 96 who will play the relegation playoff. And as we see the individual statistics for confirmation here, Marcus Leonardo winning the Golden Boot for Dortmund with 22 and 34. Jan Tillman was 6 in scoring this year though, 14 and 33, having a phenomenal season for us this year. And I think it was the only, no, Ansgar now, I was going to say, Ansgar now was the only other player we had in the top 25 with 8 in 29. As for assists, Johnny Burkhardt might have fallen off after a red hot start in that regard, but even so, still won the assist title with 15 in 32 games this season. And here's the confirmation. First time I've ever done it. A record for most clean sheets in a single Bundesliga season. Manuel Neuer, move over. You've been beaten by Marvin Schwab by 1. You're up 22 in 34 to become a new individual record holder. And with Leonardo winning the Player of the Season award, the Team of the Season is how we'll end today's episode, where Cabell gets into it ahead of a record-breaking Marvin Schwab. The disrespect is ridiculous, man. But DJ's there again. I think he's been in it every single year alongside Vanderson. Well-deserved, of course. And Eric Martel was in there too, alongside Jan Tillman. I think a couple of snubs there, I must be honest here. But But there you go, there you go. So that will do it for today's episode of the Bundesliga Career, guys. So a massive thank you for watching the penultimate episode of Season 5. If you enjoyed it, then please drop a like, stuff. You'll have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one with 1 down, 2 to go as we chase the treble. We'll start off with the DFB Pokal final against Bayer Leverkusen, as the holders will take on what I call as the favourites now, aiming to reclaim it after surrendering it last year. And of course, we'll have our first European final ever, as we'll take on Atletico Madrid in the Champions League final in a meeting between the two underdogs as we go for a magic treble. Have a fantastic day, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the season finale very soon.